What's going on, Bobby?
Nothing much. Except the days are going longer now.
Man, it is springtime, I tell you. Wow.
Yeah, we want to
Oh,
thank
um,
Imwat for a great show. And if
yeah,
you should
thank
you
you.
miss Imwat, download the Mixer app on your favorite device and search for Earth Radio. And next time we have that show, sign up and join the fun.
Yeah, we always have a good time. Always have a good time there.
Yep.
Oh, man. I got allergy. You talk about eye problems. I got allergy problems.
Well, I don't. Well, I actually have an ear problem, so yeah. I think while Ron is trying to clean out the eyes.
There you go. I think I got it. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, so I sent a link to Tommy, but I don't know if he got it on that messenger thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have trouble with the with X. Okay, let me see here.
Yeah. I think a lot of great stuff has happened this week. Um, so like so
Oh, here we go. Okay, now I got it.
all right.
There we go. Now, how do I get to the? How do I get to the link for this show now? Hmm.
Oh, you're trying to send it to Tommy?
Yeah.
Well, I did put the link on the Skype chat, so
Yeah. Is he on there? I don't
yeah, and maybe you
know.
copy the link and put it on the on his message thing.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I see what you mean. I got you. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on.
All right.
All right. So, hold on, people. We're trying to get this done. Come on, Skype. What's going on? Skype is taking forever to start up. What's going on?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit messed up coming in May when everybody's basically to go to Teams. But Amy wants us to go to Discord.
Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason, Skype isn't even opening up.
Hmm.
Why not?
I don't know. You might have to reboot the phone. You might have too many apps running.
No, that shouldn't be. Close all apps then.
Yeah. Sometimes
Maybe
when you
that was it. Okay, maybe yeah. I closed everything. Okay, so now let me get you, and then let me get that copied, and then I can take it over to copy. Okay, hold on. No, that didn't work. I wanted to copy it. How do I do that now?
there should have already been an option when you like long press it, and it gives you the copy option.
Ah, there you go. Copy link. There we go. Okay, thank you. Now I can go back to X. Okay, message. Tommy. Okay, there we go.
What's the B?
There we go. Now I got it done on the phone too. Okay, now I know that you got it.
Yeah.
uh, Sometimes the phone doesn't quite correspond with the same idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes modern technology is not the best of friends when it comes to old folks.
But hopefully now he'll get it.
That's why you got people trying to modernize it for the old people.
Yeah.
Um yeah. So yeah, I think we wasted a lot of time trying to figure out how this is supposed to work. And let's see.
Where is everybody?
Hmm. Yeah.
We got
Don't they
one
not even know
person.
that? Don't they not even know we got a new time now?
Probably not, even though we told everybody.
Yeah, we told everybody. We even made that decision, remember?
Yeah. I'm fine with it being on early. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
All right. You know this. I like this one, Bobby. It's just general reading for all of it. This goes right along with what you were given for your reading.
All right. Regain your focus.
Yeah. Remember what Dr. Rita said for you?
Yeah. I would have to go back, but
Go
yeah.
back and look. But it did kind of like go along with that.
Yeah.
Because you talked about how busy you were, right?
Yeah, that's it.
How everything's going crazy. I gotta help with everything. And I mean, that's just the way it is, Bobby. You can't help that.
Yeah. Just like
Uh,
today, my uncle is planning on selling his computer since he's not using it. And I was going on ahead and formatting it.
oh, you got it formatted? Okay.
Yeah, I gotta like. It took me a while. It probably took me about an hour and a half once you get started.
Oh, okay.
I had to get a flash drive first, but yeah, you just need like a little, like the smallest size that you can get, like a 16. The
So what?
Walmart brands that got all the way down to a 16.
So then what do you do to the format? You put it, how do you put it back to just an empty shell, basically?
Well, yeah, so yeah, you get the disk image first, and then you get the flasher, and then you
Okay.
hook up your flash drive, and then you program your flasher to program the installation tool into the flash drive, and then you can transfer the drive to the computer that you want to reinstall, and then you tell it to format and reinstall.
This one could go right along with your.
Yeah, let's see. Prioritize self care.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're just telling the computer to wipe the drive clean, and it's like starting from scratch.
Okay. So then when you do that, though, so then you have a blank hard drive, and do you have to reinstall Windows, or do you
The
just put
process is usually automatic. It formats it, and then it puts Windows back on there.
oh, Windows is automatically back on? I got you. Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I remember Darik's boot nuke, which is supposed to wipe everything out from your drive.
Yeah. Now, see, now,
The federal
Doctor,
government also uses boot nuke.
yeah, and remember Doctor Rita was talking about vampires, energy vampires and things. Remember that?
Yeah,
And she was talking about sometimes if you're around the wrong people or whatever. But look at this.
yeah. Get your power back.
Yeah. So if you're having any kind of issue with drained energy, then you
Hmm.
need to get your power back. Okay.
Yeah,
So those are pretty good free cards there, Bob. Just to the in general reading, nothing, nobody's here.
yeah,
So that was just for you for the group thing. Not really directed at you necessarily, but I think it fit you pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Flash.
Well, we got two people watching now.
Yeah.
One on
Oh,
our radio.
yeah. One is on YouTube.
Okay. Well, make yourself known if you're here.
Hmm.
And if you want a reading, let me know. You need to
Yeah.
speak up.
That was good on our live drive today. Someone commented from X.
Yeah. I followed her back. I found her on the list and got her in the message. Hey Charles, hey, would you like to join us on the
Yeah.
show? It's early enough. You join us for a little bit. We don't have to get too crazy about conversation. Just have conversation. uh, what I was looking at, I was watching this guy in the video, YouTube video. It was on X actually, but the guy cut this woman off that was driving a Tesla, and then he gets out and starts yelling at her like he wants to do her harm. It's like,
Yeah.
why? It's a car.
It's just a. It's just a freaking car. Yeah. I mean, like,
I mean, if you don't,
it is on the news today. It has been on the news lately. It's like, all right, just because like he's working with Trump or working on his own dumb self, does that mean you gotta go and smash and grab? That's like trying to put a nuclear bomb on the Starship or the Falcon
like,
9 Heavy.
well, you're like, to me, it seems like it's a double standard, in my opinion. If you're sitting here saying that you hate somebody and yet you go and destroy their property, isn't that like a
That
double
you
standard?
made a property that you made it. I never know what double standard usually is, but I don't think I can get a definitive answer on that.
Okay,
But
let's just say it's a negative response to what you thought was a positive.
yeah, you see, that's the problem. You may hate the person, but don't do harm with the person
I
because
don't
it
think you
may.
should do harm to anyone's property. I don't care if you like them or not. I don't think you
Yeah,
should do harm
it's
to
just
anyone.
going on ahead and sabotaging those chargers, those vehicles. It's like I said, it's like going to Cape Canaveral and put some type like a bomb or something on SpaceX rockets. Check your Skype, Charles, unless you want me to send out a messenger. Oh, yeah, he's there.
All right, since Charles here, I pulled a card here and this one popped out. All of a sudden, this one popped out, and I would say this. I think Charles is working on this one.
Open up to your spiritual gifts.
Yeah.
Insurance job.
You think that's what for? Elon is doing it for? I don't know. Why would the richest man in the world have a reason for an insurance job?
Yeah, I didn't know Joey Medea got cut the other night.
Yeah, we were. Charles was one of the ones that told us about that. And that was a good show. I didn't have any trouble watching it on YouTube. I don't know if we'll get cut on Facebook or not, Bobby. We shouldn't.
I don't know. So almost everywhere you go today, there's a possibility you might get cut.
Yeah. So I think that we need to be very careful about our safety when we are traveling about. Okay?
Yeah.
Even your little store your little trip to Walmart, Bobby, you need to be careful. Hey, Amy, how you doing?
What's up, Amy?
We speak English here, correct?
Yeah, we. I wonder how's Andy been doing. We haven't seen Andy in a while.
Andy shows me a picture of a plant that he has growing in a greenhouse, and it's a big plant of cannabis. And his caption underneath the picture was 266 days and no tomatoes. That's because we weren't tomato plants. I was going to say, usually, and I think tomatoes are forming probably within the first week after you plant the plant. If I remember right, it comes pretty quick. But since it wasn't tomato plants, so it makes sense why there were no tomatoes. No link, Bobby. Said no link.
I sent him the link.
All right, try it again. So I had a woman that was in front of the education department chanting, hell no, Elon must go, or some kind of thing like that, right? And
Yeah.
anyway, then the woman had asked her, the protester, whoever the protester was, the woman on the other side of the microphone asked, well, what has the education department done for our children besides
Oh,
make
there's
them pay
Charles.
or whatever?
There's Charles.
Hey, Carl, how you doing? I was just commenting on a post that I saw on X about the woman protesting in front of the education department, and then a woman that was behind the microphone asking the interview question. She was asking the protester, "Well, what has the education department done for our children besides make them gay or whatever?" She said that right out. I was like, "Holy cow!" People are getting rough around here, man.
Yes. What'd you say there, Charles?
How you doing this evening, guys?
All right.
I'm in the
thank
middle
you.
of a project right now, but I wanted to stop in and say hi, keep the show going.
Middle of the project. What project are you in?
Actually, I'm putting new sheets on my bed. For me, that's a project. For me, that's a project. Okay,
I got you.
because it's got to be done before I can go to bed.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a high priority project.
Yeah.
No, the first time I saw and I haven't looked into it in detail. Okay, but I know that the sales on Teslas is going right through the bottom, and when a car dealership is in trouble, or a dealer's in trouble, and they can't cough up the money to make the dealer payment to the manufacturer, cars just disappear. They get stolen. They get, shipped to another country, or set on fire. Hey, look, I used to be a private investigator. I was trained to be paranoid. Look behind it. Look, okay. And somebody that's just making a protest, just trying to make a minor political statement, isn't going to risk an arson charge.
Right.
That's big. That's big time jail time.
Yeah.
And supposedly these were drive-by arsons. That just doesn't fit the profile. It just doesn't fit the profile. They might, protesters might kick a fender or something, but then again, right now, I guess if you kick a fender on the truck, it falls off.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
They're recalling all 74,000 of them because the panels won't stay on.
Oh boy.
The body panels. They used the wrong glue. And it's dry as it dries out, the panels can come off as you're driving down the road.
Well, that's not good.
No, that's not a good thing. But no, I'm not. Look, I used to think they were a good idea. They were always terribly overpriced.
Oh yeah.
But I'd love to add when they first started talking about those, and it may have been before Musk moved in. They were building a model that would have sold, and I'm not sure when it was that they first came out, but it was before the one that they converted out of a Lotus, a little 2-seater.
Yeah.
Okay. They had a previous model that they wanted to try to build that would have cost like $16,000. Okay. It wouldn't have been as sexy as the Lotus, or as sophisticated and fast as like the P90 now, the Plaid 90. That thing does like 0 to 60 in 1.3 seconds. That's insane.
Yeah.
But okay, whatever. You know, if you could afford $110,000 for one, you want it to be fast, it can be fast.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, but
Look what Amy. Look at what Amy said.
let me see. Bring that up. Okay, that's both cookies. So what? Repeat defender.
Thunder.
That was off. Oh. Nice. Hey, I'm a little slow. I'm distracted. I'm a little slow. Yes.
But I got a card
Defender.
for Bobby. I got a card for card to show. One I actually haven't had this one.
All right.
Was that my card, Bob?
Angels of healing are with you.
Yes.
Yes, they are. Yes, they most certainly are.
That actually came out when I was shuffling up for you, Charles.
No, that's
There
something.
you go.
Did I tell? I'm not sure whether I talked to you guys about this or not. Probably 4 months ago now. I came up with the right idea that at night before I go to sleep, I would like meditate and get into a proper calm state and direct the healing energy of my body to my lungs. And it's working.
Good.
I don't know. I keep saying, oh, it's just like a placebo effect. What? I don't care if it's a placebo effect.
If it works.
I feel better. I can breathe more clearly. I'm happy, and I'm going to keep doing it. It's working. You don't shoot the goose that's laying the golden eggs.
Sometimes we get stubborn as we get older.
Yes.
And we think we know everything.
Well, a lot of the other thing that gets me is I feel like I had reached a state where I wasn't healing the way I normally would. Okay. And I thought, well, why is that? You're bummed out and depressed, and it's wintertime and it's cold and dreary. I thought what I felt I needed to do was give myself permission to heal. Because you get distracted and you think, well, it's the game's over. I'm never gonna be able to do the things that I used to do and I love to do again. I said, okay. And that's a hard okay to swallow, though. It really is. But, and I said, okay, I've given myself permission to quit worrying about it and just heal.
Yeah. And you know what that kind of relates to what Dr. Rita was talking about Thursday night.
Oh yeah, I missed her show. Doesn't work for me for some time reason, mostly because I'm ordinarily I'm in bed by that time.
Right. But you can go back and look at the replay.
I suppose I could take Dr. Rita to bed with me. That'd be okay.
Oh yeah. She always has a good little lesson before she goes into the show. She has like maybe about a 10-minute thing that she talks about, and she is an actual doctor. She's a psychiatrist doctor. I think more on the spiritual metaphysical type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a doctor officially. Now, of course, on some of the YouTube things, and that you still can't talk medical stuff, you know, 'cause they don't like you to talk without proper license or nothing like that, you know. So you got to be careful about how you talk about it.
I have proper license. I'm a professional. I'm a professional patient at this point.
But what she was talking about in some of the card readings that she was doing was talking about regaining your energy, you know, taking
Yes.
back your energy, you know,
Yes.
or
Yes.
reclaiming or reaffirming, whatever you want to call it, you know, different words you can use for your own personal self. So I think that's where you're at. You're right where you, where she was at, what she was talking about. I think Bobby knows what I'm talking about. And we were talking about before about the energy vampires, where people around you will come in and take your energy, you know, and you don't even know what's happening until you start feeling, oh, I'm drained, I feel tired, or whatever. And then, so then you need to decide, well, am I going to let this happen, or do I stop it? How do I direct this power?
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
how do I
There are people like that.
Yeah.
They feed off your energy. They take your energy.
And that's online. That's online. That's in person. That is everywhere you go. This happens everywhere. So be careful. Be on your guard. Be careful.
Well, we're just doing this to mess with the libs. That's an energy vampire, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just doing it because we have Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
And they love that. Both sides love that.
But so what we need
to
do is
have us fighting, so we're not looking at them.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, that's exactly the way it is.
I mean, see, they're not necessarily mad at Musk.
At soccer players from Venezuela.
I don't know about that one. No,
it turns out one of the transportees that they sent to Venezuela. He's from Venezuela.
Okay.
He was thrown in one of their prisons down there and beaten and tortured.
Oh no!
And he got out and fled to the United States, and he was accepted in as a political, what do they call it? A refugee, political refugee.
Okay.
Okay. And he was waiting. He was processing through the system, and he was working as a soccer coach. I mean, he's a professional level soccer player.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's working his way. He's worked wherever he was. I'm really not sure where it was, but he was working as a professional soccer coach, and getting by, just waiting for his court date, you know, to move a little further along the step to have his green card, so he could. I can't say he was working as a coach. He was acting as a coach.
Okay.
Okay. He may have been just helping kids in neighborhoods and whatever, because he may not have had a work permit. So I can't. And no one. And now that I think about it, they said he was coaching. They didn't say he was working as a coach.
Right.
Different thing, but
he was the assistant or assistant.
Yeah. And Lord knows there's plenty of, kids level and high school level places that would love to have someone of a professional caliber to come in and work with your kids. Oh my God, that would be a godsend. But anyway, he was one of the ones that was picked up, stuffed on a military transport, and taken to El Salvador for indefinite detainment. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't a terrorist. from a gang from Venezuela. He
Huh.
had a soccer tattoo
Oh boy.
Oh,
because
wow.
his favorite team was the Spanish Royals. Okay, like Royals with the crown.
Yeah.
So he had a soccer ball with a crown on it as his tattoo, and that supposedly they're suggesting is what got him picked up, because they were picking up
boy.
Venezuelans with tattoos.
Oh, that should have been some kind of. There should have been some kind of
Well, Ron, they should have taken
correction
them
on
before.
that.
They should have taken them before a magistrate and had them and given their legal rights as a human being. Okay, you don't just sweep them up like freaking cattle on an open range and shove them in the cattle cars and haul them off to the slaughterhouse.
Well, also we wouldn't have had them here in the first place if it was done correctly.
How was his escape from a terrorist regime, militant regime, and how was that? How wow? What could we? He showed up. He needed help. He needed a place to be safe.
Yeah.
That's why that classification exists. Okay, and has existed forever. Okay, a political refugee.
Mm-hmm.
Seeking political asylum. We've taken them from every country. How many political asylum people did we take in from Afghanistan? Have any idea?
No.
Because these were people that worked for us for 20 years while we had troops there. They worked with the Americans. They were translators, guides, office people, mechanics that worked for us. Were greatly respected by our troops because they made their job possible, okay, and safer. We took in something approaching 100,000 in the airlift right before and after. I think there was another airlift after we left, officially left. Okay, but there were still 30 or 40,000 people on the rolls that we knew that were obviously enemies of the state in Afghanistan as it exists now under the Taliban, that are trying to get out of there in any way possible. And damn it, they worked for us for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years. It doesn't really matter, you know?
Yeah.
They worked for us. And that's the reason they've got a price on their head.
Yeah.
So what else are we going to do?
Tell me that something like this should be unconstitutional to deport a British citizen.
Oh, you can be disallowed entry into the country for just about anything and nothing because they don't like the way you smell. I mean, practically, really. They ordinarily don't because that's not their job to harass travelers. Okay, their job is to do their job to make sure you're not carrying drugs or bad plants or insects or anything like that. Okay, they have a job to do, but it's not their job to go through a scientific presentation by a professor. Okay, to go through his papers. That's probably not kosher.
All right, Bobby, I get another. Charles,
what's up, Genghis?
Hey, Genghis, I found another card for Charles.
Oh.
I'm shuffling it along.
you have a calm down card?
Yeah, this is it right here. This is it.
Oh, yeah. Put your creative energy into action.
Yes.
There
Yes,
you go.
absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
what you're working on that already.
Yep.
So that just popped out when I saw one. So there you go.
Well, if we want to talk about these border things, we're on the topic. The one that got me that I haven't heard anything about was right after they started this. There was a British student who was like 23 years old, okay? And she was doing a hiking, like 3 months hiking across the United States.
Yeah.
And her visa, her tourist visa ran out.
Oh,
okay?
That's not good.
Well, and she went to get it, okay. But her plan was, her itinerary or whatever, was she was to go, she made it to somewhere in Washington. She was crossing over and she had a place to stay in Canada. Okay.
Mm.
When she got to the border in Canada, they had a problem. They had a problem with the circumstances of her. She was like working. She was working for board in the place where she was going to visit. Okay. And I guess they used to do it with students all the time in the United States. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You come in, you do a little something, and you go ahead and you visit, and you get to know everything, and you get to visit the country that you want to visit, and it's cheap. It's cheap for everybody.
Yeah.
But since she was unofficially working, they wouldn't let her go across the border. So they turned her around and said, "Well, just go back in the United States and contact your people and get this straightened out." But when she tried to cross back into the United States, they arrested her.
Mm.
Took her into custody, illegal border crosser, put her in ICE prison. Okay. Uncommunicado. Okay. And it took like 10 days for her to get a phone call through to her parents in England. And they just want her released so they could fly her home. And that was like that 21 days. And I haven't heard anything more about it. I've got notes.
Wow.
I took notes on it, names and places and things. And I'll try to look it up again.
Well, I would suppose that there is going to be mistakes made, obviously. I think, and I don't know.
We're picking particular examples. I'm sure there are examples of exemplary conduct somewhere.
Yeah. I mean,
but the United States Border Patrol and customs agents have never been considered intentionally cruel. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
If you made a mistake, if there's a little kerfuffle in your paperwork that's not exactly right, you lost your ID, whatever, they would work with you. These guys aren't playing anymore. They want that bounty. They want that skull to hang on their shelf.
Right.
That's I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what it looks like. And we can do better than that. We've done better than that for a century. We can do better than this.
Mm.
I mean, if I were a congressman in Washington, where she's being held, I would walk up to the door of that place and say, "This woman needs to be released.
Yeah.
I will take her into my custody as an elected as your elected representative. I will be responsible for her to see that she gets on the plane to go back to England." I mean, you know what I'm saying? And it would have been
Yeah.
easy. It would have been easy to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some English authority, or you know what I'm saying, some contact in Washington State that they could turn this girl over to.
Oh yeah.
Just all she wants to do is go home.
Yeah.
That's all she ever wanted, you know. And she had done this twice before, I think. Okay. But just this time it got a little. Things had changed. Things had changed from when she did it before. Now, you know. Oh well. But you know, that's. I don't. I also read a text supposedly from it was on his he posted it on Truth Social, okay, that there are 4 counties in West Virginia that suffered severe flooding just about a month ago. Okay, the governor requested FEMA help, you know, an emergency funding, that kind of, just the normal. I mean, it's 40, 50,000 people, thousands of homes, hundreds of miles of roads, bridges. It's a mess. It's a mess down there. And what Trump posted on Truth Social was, well, you fix this thing with the EID, whatever the hell it is. You stand behind me, to the governor. Stand behind me on this program. Send me a letter on that, and I'll think about declaring your emergency.
Yeah. I'm just having me a little snack
I'm
before I
sorry
take the dogs out.
I think,
You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry your house. You know, I'm sorry, Governor. Your house is on fire. But if you just send me a few dollars, maybe I could call the fire department for you. No, you know, that's not presidential to me. And if it was on his account, if someone is hacked him and is putting this scurrilous stuff on his account, they just need to, you know, quit, because I mean, if somebody put something up on one of my accounts that said something like that and I didn't do it, I'd close the damn account. I'm sure Elon would make sure he gets another one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. But I've got several dozen instances of him doing it. Okay? Because all the way back to making fun of the reporter that had a palsied arm. That's scurrilous. That's scurrilous. You know? Because he asked a difficult question. No, that's not the way we play. That's not the way we play baseball. So, gosh, what's good? What's good going? It's springtime. It's
It
springtime.
is springtime.
It's getting there.
And
Yeah.
so now the question is the versus challenge in today's MWAT was you like what was it, the
Do
new
you like the warmer days or do you like the longer days?
okay.
Yes.
And I like the longer days. That's what I said. I think. I mean it's gonna be warmer anyway, but I like the longer days as far as the daylight, longer time. So
Yep. Me too.
so I
And
hope
I will answer. I will answer Amy's question too. No, I do not have a Truth Social account, but others do. I just won't. I just won't do it.
Do you have an X account?
Yes.
Okay.
I
All
don't.
right.
I read a little bit over there from time to time.
What I like about
that's
X
only like
is okay. So
once a week, I'll go over and look at stuff over there until it makes me sick to my stomach.
right. Yeah.
And then I'll quit.
You got a point.
No, then I'll go back home to Blue Sky and Monster
Yeah.
and with the same people.
Well, if you go to do a search on Grok, for instance, you can do a search on Grok. And like I looked up the measurement for a cubit, right? Well,
Yes.
told you right away, no problem.
How
And
big is a grok?
Grok,
It's
I don't know.
AI search
But
from
Grok is like the co-pilot for Windows.
Oh, okay.
Copilot or Gemini.
That was a fake word that was made up by Heinlein, Robert Heinlein,
I don't know.
back in 1958.
But the measurement of a cubit is between the elbow to the tip of your finger.
Index finger. Yes.
Yeah.
Right here.
And so now I would imagine Noah only being not even 6 feet tall, right?
Oh,
And
there were tall people back then too.
Yeah, but I don't think Noah was that tall. Okay.
I've never seen his height and his weight. Maybe he was 6'3" and 205 pounds.
But anyway, so anyway, the basically about 22 inches in length. Okay, approximately.
Okay.
22 to 26 inches, and I guess that depending on how long his arm was. Okay.
Yes.
But I would imagine if he was a shorter guy and he had a smaller set of arms, obviously his arm would be small compared to any giant guy that was there.
Well,
But
I imagine for a standard of measurement in a sophisticated place, it may have eventually been from that.
Yeah.
But
that was the only way you can measure it, though.
This is an inch. This is an inch. They didn't build Khufu's pyramid unless they had very, very accurate measurements.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so Charles, how long you're gonna be? Because we can go up to 2 hours if you want to stick around.
I could sit here and talk all night.
So let me take a look at something right while we're on the subject of the arc.
All right.
And
I'm gonna be right back. It is doggy time.
all right.
All right.
Let me go ahead and take a look on Grok for some measurements. All right. So yeah. Just real quick. Nothing.
I was being facetious. That's what they bought. An acronym or whatever that Grok is probably something entirely different.
Hey,
But
Rod, you might want to call Alexa.
The origination of the word was Robert Heinlein in oh gosh, which book?
Okay, so the ark is described in Genesis.
Yeah, hey, Rod, before you continue, you might want to call Alexa to turn on the lights.
Oh, okay. Alexa, turn on the lights.
Okay.
Oh, didn't do them both. Hold on. Alexa, turn off the lights. Alexa, turn off lights.
A few things share that name. Color light, first
it.
light,
And you
and
gotta ask
second
it
light.
just right.
Which one did you want?
Alexa, turn off the light.
A few things share that name. Color light, first light, and second light. Which one did you want?
Alexa, turn off all lights.
Okay.
Alexa, turn on all lights.
Okay.
There we go. Gotta ask it just right. Anyway, back to what I was going to say is
back to cubits or
Noah's Ark, as described in the Bible, Genesis chapter 6, 14 through 16, was measured in cubits.
Mm-hmm.
According to the text, its dimensions were 300 cubits long and 50 cubits wide and 30 cubits high, using a common approximation of a cubit as 18 inches. Okay? We can estimate the ark's size in modern units. Okay. Length 300 cubits times 18 inches. Okay, 5,400 inches. About 450 feet, basically. Okay.
Okay.
And about okay, and then width is 50 cubits. Okay, which is 900 inches. 75 feet. Okay. And then height 30 cubits times 18. Okay, 540 inches. Okay, so 45 feet. Right. So pretty good size boat, so to speak.
Did you know that Noah's Ark was the second ark? That there was one built by Numis Pushtin of Samaria. Of Samaria.
Okay.
Like 2,000 years before there was a Noah.
Now, can I copy this and paste it in chat? I wonder. I want to give it a try. See if I can do that. Paste it in chat here.
But there was a copy of the original story.
It'll come up there like twice because it's me.
of the original Noah story from very early in Sumerian history, on one of those clay tablets, okay, and they translated it, and it's very detailed. How much pitch was needed? How many? What you would call it's a pitch? How many feet of rope? How many planks? Very detailed. But it's a different kind of boat.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything that we would look at today.
Right.
Okay, as because that was a river civilization. It wasn't a sailing ship or something that would be
right. Yeah, that wasn't the ocean.
but they were, but that was the, and there was a archaeologist from Harvard that translated these tablets, okay, and they translated the the exact dimensions, and they put it together as the Sumerians would have built one of their boats, and they actually built the damn thing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It's
Yeah,
it's like a piece of rope that's wound like a basket and tied together, and then covered with bitumen, which is a natural oil, flows out of the ground over there. How amazing!
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I think they built it. There it was, the real original Noah's Ark from like 4000 BC.
Yeah. And now, didn't they have a museum? Is it in Kentucky or Kansas?
Yes, the guy's got the Creations Museum in
where they have actual
They have
replica
they spent like $40 million building
on a replica.
this.
Yeah.
Yes, thing. And they got dinosaurs, and they got Jesus on a dinosaur. They got
my ship that I was on, Charles. I was on, and you can look up my U.S. Navy ship, U.S. Navy USS Denver LPD 9. You can look that one up if you want.
Ron, you were a bus driver.
But
you moved Marines. You moved Marines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You were carrying hazardous materials.
Yeah.
From the United States to wherever you went.
Yeah.
You know,
wherever I went,
wherever they went.
Yeah, all over.
They don't get more hazardous than Marines.
And I tell you, we had 1,200 Marines that we had to carry, and all their equipment. But no, my ship was 550 feet long.
Thank you, gang, for looking that up or checking that out for me. Dr. Irving Finkel. He is an absolute character. You should watch this just to look at this guy.
I recognize
to listen to this guy. He is wonderful. If they'd had professors like that when I was in school, I'd be a lot smarter than I am now.
No kidding. Thank you, Phineas, for checking that out.
And Amy, thanks for reminding me that was Stranger in a Strange Land.
Yeah.
It was a grok is a word for understanding something so completely that you become it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Before you can judge it. So a thing has to be grokked before it can be judged.
Yeah. And see, with my ship, though, mine was 550 feet long, and I can't remember how many frames wide it was. It flat, but I called it a flat.
It was unusual. It's unusually wide for that.
Yeah. Well, see, we're used because obviously we can go into shallow water from the bay. Where we can offload the troops and equipment.
Did you guys have a wet?
Yeah, a well deck.
Wet well, yeah. Okay.
What they call a well deck.
What did you carry? Did you carry landing craft in there, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
the big ones now, I think they've got hovercrafts in them.
Oh yeah, we had.
I mean, dude, we're old school,
Yeah.
How they just fly up the beach in a hovercraft, in an armor-plated hovercraft.
No, we had a Harrier jet.
Straight to Baghdad.
We had a Harrier jet land on our deck one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was when one of Ronald Reagan's top guys, I can't remember who it was exactly, but he was one of the people that was visiting. And he came and landed the Harrier on the flight deck, and then it took off, and it landed like a rocket and took off like a rocket. Just
Those things,
straight up and
those things.
down.
I saw one of those at an air show in Cleveland, and man, those things were loud.
Now, the flight deck is solid iron. Anywhere from
Mhm.
2 to 3 feet in thickness.
Yep.
And the rockets from the Harrier jet burned a hole through it.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yep.
And but yeah, it was pretty amazing to see that thing land on my little flight deck, and we took on the double tube helicopter, big helicopter. And can't remember what the actual name now. There's a name
The
for it.
two rotors.
Yeah, the giant rotor.
Chinook.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
My memory's failing. But anyway,
Well,
so
we'll help each other.
Yeah, but man, those we carried 1,200 Marines and all their equipment, and we had a Beechcraft. I think the Beechcraft carried anywhere from 150 to 200 men on it with all their equipment.
Mhm.
So you can load up one of those Beechcraft and they'd be full of men and full of their equipment, and oh man, what a mess. But yeah, when that well deck got full of water, if you weren't careful, you're dead. As a matter of fact, we had a 22-year-old that died because he got his head crushed in between the two craft.
Oh yeah.
And just because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it happened. Accidents happen.
A slip in a place where you shouldn't slip.
Yep, and I was always lucky I didn't have to worry about being in that situation. So, aside from being out on the open water and you're a target for anything, that's the only thing that I had a problem with. But no, I remember we were in a typhoon, what you'd call a hurricane here, but typhoon in Hong Kong, and we were anchored to the mooring anchor in a Hong Kong Bay, and then the weather warning came up, and we all had to get back to the ship. Well, we had to leave in the middle of the storm. By that time, it was already done damage to the railing and to the anchor and everything like that, and having trouble. We got underway, and with 500. Well, our normal crew size was 500, but we only had like half of our crew, if that. And so we were understaffed, obviously, for the crew size to get underway. But we had to get out of the bay because the storm was coming in, So we had to get out into open water. And then we had to go back after all that was done. We had to go back and get the Marines and everything else we left after that. But talk about damage, man, we had okay, now imagine a flat bottom ship. All right, normally the ship rides pretty smooth, but if any kind of wind or any kind of rough water comes up, it's going to roll a little bit, right? So imagine 37-degree rolls. Now think about how much 37 degrees is. 37 degrees is a pretty good angle. Okay. So I'm looking at the pendulum on the bulkhead, on the back bulkhead bridge, and it's rocking back and forth, and it's 37 degrees. And it's like, what? I mean, like you can reach out and touch the water.
How did they damp that?
Huh?
You know what I'm saying? They had to have some kind of a damper on that plumb bob, or it would be like flying all over the place.
Yeah, I'm sure that they had some kind of way that it was set in a container where it was stabilized, obviously.
Uh-huh.
But Yeah, it was something. I don't know. I
That's got,
couldn't explain it. All I know is it was 37 degrees, and I could look up.
that's like
I could
40.
see
It's like 45 degrees, which is like halfway to vertical.
yeah,
Less change.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. So I'm on the lee helm during this time. Okay, during this weather storm.
Mhm.
Okay,
Did
and
you guys
we're
have
rocking.
Did you guys have seatbelts?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. The lee helm is what they call a engine order telegraph, and what that does, it tells the engine room how to set the diesel engines.
Hmm.
Okay, so you'd have a handle, you'd move the handle a certain way, and then that would go back to where the engine room is, and they'd be able to set the engines according to how it is, what it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
But anyway, on these handles, I mean, it's this big iron piece of equipment, and as long as you're hanging on to it, you're all right. But
Hmm.
let go of that thing, and you're flying all over the place. so, so the guy that was on the wheel, he's hanging onto the wheel, and of course, the wheel's moving back and forth with the rudder, and you can't hang on to the wheel very well because the wheel's turning. You know.
Yeah.
And so you can't really hang on to the wheel because it's moving. It's moving with the ship. But now I'm on the lee helm where I'm on a solid piece of machinery that ain't gonna go anywhere, and unless the whole ship tips over, and I should be all right, right? So I'm hanging on for dear life like a roller coaster, and boatswain's mate was flying across the deck. He got his foot wet or whatever. His feet was wet from outside, whatever, and he went sliding across the deck and hit the wall. He was like about a 300-pound guy, and he was all you heard was just a thud, and it's like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, he was okay, but man, just hang on, hang on for dear life.
No
And
kidding.
then after we got done with that and got through it, we were going through when we decided to switch directions, go into the storm and go to the center of the storm, right? The eye of the storm.
Yeah, that
So,
seems
so
like
we're
a not,
going.
that
So
seems
we're
like not a
going
very wise move to
So we're
make.
going like that. So we're going like that. Okay. So 30 degrees from like that, 37 degrees like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So now imagine going like that, and you're going through the water. Okay.
Mhm.
So, but we finally got through to the center, and we went through to the other side, and then finally when the storm went past, and then after everything was said and done, we got back and got our troops, and then we had to go down around, instead of going through the Panama Canal that we were supposed to go through to do repairs. Okay, my captain said, "Oh, we got other things we can be working on the open water. We could do some exercises,
Right.
and we can do some other exercises. So we'll go around the south end of. Hey, Max, what's going on? We can go around the south end of
Max.
Cape Horn. Hey, Max. Hey, Max. And so that is some of the roughest waters between that and the Antarctica there, you got that small channel there between the edge of the land and the frozen ice.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And that is some of the roughest water. Now, remember, we just gone through this typhoon. We done tore up about that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we got to go through this rough water. And we get through that finally. This is when we're trying to get to Australia.
Could you imagine trying to get through that on a sailing vessel that was like 70 feet long?
No.
No. Those guys, I mean,
I mean, I was on a 550-foot ship. I don't think I'd want to have a little 75-foot ship. No.
But
or boat.
trying to cross, get through that.
But yeah, so we got through
against the wind. Against the wind on a
yeah. So just imagine having to ride through that though, and not knowing I didn't know if I was going to survive that or not. I really didn't.
Well, yeah, it's dangerous.
Um, we go through a lot of things in life, but we don't know if we're gonna, get through it or not. And I think we're at the point now, Charles, where you and I are at our ages now, where we've gotten a little bit smartened up a little bit. I think we wised up a little bit. Maybe
Yeah, a
we
little bit.
wised up.
A little bit, you know.
Well, like you're taking time out to understand. Hey, we need to slow down and take a
Well,
little bit
you
of
know.
time and start to relax and start to do some
I
meditation.
I can give up some of the fun things, but I'm
Yeah.
not giving up all the fun things yet.
Right. But we've talked about we have talked about the meditation thing for a while.
Yes.
For a little
Yes,
bit.
I'm glad.
and
I'm glad you kind of pushed it.
We
You
never
know,
really
I'd
kind of
always done it, but I hadn't done it enough.
never really
Okay.
taken it seriously. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think we all kind of try to take an active role in that and work together on this. I think without making a big production out of it, but at the same time working together as a group of people that are trying to do something positive.
sure.
And it doesn't mean that we have to be right. We don't have to agree with everything that we talk about. God knows we don't. But we do have to kind of work with each other and to get along with each other on the same level. And I think we're all smart enough where we can do that. And I think we'd have fun. I think ballast. What is that? Ballast. Oh, little
Yep.
waterline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just got my
Don't want to become the Poseidon Adventure.
I just
Remember
got my
that movie?
haircut done.
I don't. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We didn't want to do
Okay.
that. No.
Yeah. Turning turtle on a boat just isn't something anybody wants.
Now the anchor chain that got broken, Charles. Now, so you have a.
Did you guys have to pay for that?
I don't think I had.
Wait, you didn't lose the anchor. You didn't lose the anchor.
We didn't lose the anchor, no, but it was about a $65,000.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that was $65,000 anchor apparently, and that was a small anchor. So
No, there's big stuff and then there's really big stuff.
But so now, if you looked at my ship, Charles, okay, so the guide chain that went through the chalk nose ring, or the chalk nose ring that goes right through the center of the bow of the ship, all right, and then it goes down and then you hook it on to the mooring buoy. So anyway, this thing is a solid piece of iron, where the chain was going through the guide. Okay, solid iron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, you've been on a ship, you know what I'm talking about. And when that wind came up and tore that chalk out, I mean, it went through that chalk. The chalk is solid iron.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
It went through that chalk and it broke the anchor chain on one side of it, and it went all the way across the railing, and it wound up on the capstan of another line, another capstan reel. Okay. So in other words, it didn't go any farther than that. But here we were out in open water with this loose anchor flying all over the place, and had this half a chain that was broken. and the chain link, half of it was as thick as my thigh is. Okay, that's how
Yep.
thick the chain link itself, the side of it, just to one side. Okay,
Mhm.
so that thing broke. That piece of iron broke, but the chalk itself, the chain like cut through like it was butter. Okay, that was
Yes.
incredible. I mean, when
Yep.
you think about the power that is used to go through that iron, I mean, this is solid iron. It shouldn't be doing that.
Well, how many thousand tons did your boat weigh?
I don't know. It was
A bunch. A bunch.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
look it up.
in the thousands of tons. You know.
Yeah, you can look it up. Displacement. You can look
But
it up.
well, that's what it is. You're sliding off the wave,
Yeah.
and it's
And
pulling
that
that hard.
wind was
The whole
catching
weight
that.
of the ship.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Plus the wind. Yeah.
Man, it was just catching that like it was just like a butter going right through it. Zip, bam. Man, it's amazing how we got through that though. Holy cow. But yeah, that's just something I wouldn't want I wouldn't want one worst enemy to go through that. So
Yeah. You just got to get out of the way. When shit starts breaking, you get out of the way. That
I
was
mean that
we did that with the steel mill every day.
yeah.
Pick up, go over with a crane and pick up 50 tons of molten steel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But if anything goes wrong, there's only one way: just get out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. And that's like when that ship was going crazy, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna hang on and hope you get through it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. So,
we got through it. We got through it.
now, Charles, you mentioned about PayPal earlier, or that was something else?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
You mentioned about PayPal or something else?
Truth Social. It's the only thing I
Oh, okay.
spoke about. Really.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. Oh, and the other platforms I use,
Yeah.
Mastodon
Blue
and Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use Facebook.
I really like
X.
Blue Sky.
Yeah, I like Facebook, X, Mastodon, and Blue Sky.
Yeah, I found a lot of good people on Facebook to good at digging up articles and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear somebody's opinion unless they can back it up.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people I try to I curate those people and treat them kindly and like to hang around with them on Facebook. So
All
yeah,
right.
that's I spend entirely too much time there.
Well, I try
But
to.
hey,
I
it's
try to-
been wintertime. It's been wintertime. What else was I going to do, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. No, I mean we gotta pick our battles and choose our proper direction. I think, and
Yep.
I think if we go in with I try to be fair with everybody. You know that. I do try. I don't always succeed, but I do try. What I don't like is when somebody says, "Oh, we're gonna hate that person. We're gonna kill that person."
I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anyone. I don't.
Well, you have people to do that. You have people to go through there and say, "Oh, we're gonna kill him. Or we should kill everybody that does this or that." Or if you're a Trump supporter, then we're gonna hate you and kill you. And if you're a Republican or if you're a MAGA or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's like, wait a minute, what?
Dude, don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. there are as many people out there that hate liberals as there are people that hate conservatives.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So
there are crazy people on both ends of this stand.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But you and I we don't see it that way. Okay. You and I see it from our own personal point of view.
Yeah,
And we see it on a reasonable, I think we see it on a reasonable scale. And I'm not saying we have all the answers, but we do understand, I think, a little bit more about
well,
what
if I had all the answers, I'd have a lot more money.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't be here talking on this.
Yes, we'd have a goddamn studio, you know.
Yeah.
A coffee boy.
Yeah,
Fill
there
this
you
one, will you? Back.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah. So 90 minutes in, well, getting close to 90 minutes. Thank you, Amy and Genghis and Charles. Thanks for being here as well.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm gonna take off on you. It's getting late.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 9:30, and I don't have a bed to sleep in right now.
I was gonna make mention about how we are plan of attack. You know, like the medication issue that I had a problem with. You know.
Oh yeah.
But for a while, I wasn't taking this one medication because I didn't think it was necessary. Right.
Uh-huh.
So come to find out, that was one of the ones I need to take.
Oh. Yes.
Wow.
The breathing, the rhythm issue on my heart. And,
Okay.
and so,
Yeah, that doctors get offended when they find out you're not taking the medicines that they.
So I started taking that regular, and I'm out. I have been staying out of the hospital.
Okay.
Turns out when I don't take that medication, then it causes a problem, and I do wind up in the hospital. Okay,
That's not good, and that's good.
so
So okay? That enough of the doctor stuff. How's the personal progress doing?
like what?
Are you still working on the caffeine intake?
No, not as well as I should. I'll be honest.
Oh goddamn! Oh, hey, somebody's got to keep you on it. You know?
Yeah. I am drinking more water, but not as much as I should.
That's very good.
So I am.
When the weather gets nice, and I want to see you out there running around downtown.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that'll work a little bit better. On April 2nd, I'm supposed to have a procedure done, which is where they go
on your leg.
No, on the heart. Heart
okay.
thing. When you go in, they add the stent. I believe they're going to put a stent in. What they're talking about.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what Bill told me, is that when they do that, that's supposed to help your breathing a lot. That's all.
He would know.
Yeah, because he had his problem.
He had more than one stint.
Yeah.
And this is his second. This was his second time around.
Yeah. So he was talking about when I do this procedure, and it should help my breathing a lot.
Yes.
But
yes.
Yeah. So the problem that I have is that the heart activity isn't working correctly, and it's causing a blood flow problem, which is causing the oxygen level not to be there.
Yes.
So, which is causing the oxygen level to be low, which is causing me constraint and inhale. You know, I can't get that full breath, and it makes it hard to breathe. But since I've been taking the medication normally, it's what I was getting at. That's the point I was getting at. Since I've been taking the medication regular and not forgetting to take it, that's
very important.
A lot better. I've been getting a lot better. And yeah, I still have some breathing issues, but it's not as bad. Okay.
Okay.
I think with the
Well, that will once you, excuse me,
good.
you will see an immediate.
That's what Bill was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll immediately feel better once
Yeah.
they get that stent in and
Yeah.
get the
So
circulation to your heart.
so now
Yeah.
the thing is, that's going to help with the blood flow and help with the circulation,
Yes.
like you said,
Yes.
and all
Yes.
that. So all that's going to help, and it's just the only thing that I really we need to work on. I need a ride. I need someone who can give me a ride there and back. Okay, 'cause I can't drive for 24 hours apparently. Okay. So now the other thing is, like I said, I need this ride. I need a ride there and I need a ride back. So if it's somebody that can stay, if they need to stay overnight, depending on how long my procedure is, if I have to stay overnight in the hospital for whatever reason, I'd want the person that's going to give me a ride. Of course, they'd have to have a hotel or something like that.
Well, can they get you? Can they generally get you out in one day on that?
Yeah.
No. You know what? Really, anymore. I mean, originally those were major surgical operations. The way they have that stuff, they do that stuff now. That's practically an outpatient.
When they did my legs,
procedure.
Yeah, when they did my legs, Charles, they went in with the laser thing, and they went in with the light thing, and they did a whatever they call that, with the vein thing. Went in there and they redirected the flow on my legs, and that was compared to what they used to do, where they would strip veins, I thought this was a lot better.
Okay,
I'm sure. A lot better. So the basic, what they're talking about doing here is going in either through the groin or through the wrist. And they're talking about going through the vein system and opening up.
It's just a roto-rooter, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And when they put that, they're gonna put I believe they're gonna put like a flexible mesh stent inside there.
Yes.
Which will adjust with the flow of the blood, which will help my overall feeling and production of my blood flow. I believe is what the idea is in this process. So with all that though, man, just having to take all these medications, having to take these blood thinners all the time, it's a pain in the neck. But
yeah.
Oh man, I tell you, I guess it's part of getting old.
Well, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to wind up in the hospital, and I don't want to wind up any more health issues. So.
There you go.
It's like I said, last thing one wants is hospice or nursing home.
There you go.
Right.
Okay, guys.
Hey,
it's been good talking to you again. I got to get rolling. You got to close up shop, and
all right.
Thanks, Amy, for being here, and Gang, and whoever else was in.
Good
to hang out with you. Good to hang out with you again. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Charles. All right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was a good show and good visit with Charles. Thank you for Charles dropping by.
Oh yeah.
And I always like talking with Charles, and we can talk, and we don't even have to get mad at each other, and we talk without getting angry.
Oh yeah, it may not be always be true. So
like
I guess
you and I can talk without getting angry easily.
Oh yeah. So I guess if nothing else, we could just go ahead and close it out, right?
Yeah, if you guys want to, if you guys want to be part of the show next time, if you want to be part of the show, just let us know. And if you're on X or whatever, if you're over on X, then someone was over on X, maybe.
Oh yeah. All right.
But yeah, so I hope everyone has a great rest of your night and weekend. And if you, yeah, Tuesday night we have Seekers of the Seekers. What is it, Bobby?
Seekers Chronicles Paranormal Historian.
I always get that name mixed up. And actually, I saw Jenny had a picture that she shared from the other show that she does, right?
Okay.
From her other show that she does, that she's on
Okay.
the national TV. So
Okay.
she's in Hollywood. She's on a big screen.
All right.
So,
So
and she's with us every Tuesday night. How do you like that?
yeah.
And then Thursday night we have Dr. Rita live. She does live readings, but she does different kind of readings. They're not really personal. They're more or less open-ended commentary. But she has a lesson that she does at the beginning of the show. She talks about uh, life stuff. She is a doctor. She is Dr. Rita Louise. She
Mhm.
is a doctor. I can't remember exactly what kind of doctor she is. More of a metaphysical and spiritual, psychological doctor, maybe. But anyway, she knows what she's talking about. All right, she has her own website. She has her own guidance. So she does her own things. But she's very helpful in a lot of things that she talks
All right.
about. But yeah, please check that out on Thursday night at what time is it? 7? Yeah,
Yeah.
7
All right.
p.m. Central. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then 8 p.m. Central for the other one on Tuesday night, which is talking about paranormal investigations.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, what's interesting about that one is that we have Kim. She's a veterinarian, and she does readings of the locations that they're investigating.
Mhm.
She does readings just by seeing a picture of something. She'll tell you what
Yeah.
kind is in it. And then when they go and investigate and find out, holy cow, it's exactly what she said. Check
Yeah.
out those shows on my channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
And
All right.
I hope everybody can enjoy the rest of the weekend. No, we're out of here, Bobby. Go ahead and wrap it up.
Let's go. Uncle, I'm trying to do a show. And remember that we are on your favorite device and on your favorite platforms, where it could be Mixer, Podbean, YouTube, X, Trouble, Rumble, and Instagram.
All
We
right.
hereby encourage you to please donate as much as you can by pausing and sending that QR code, because nobody wants to be a ghost carrying a cannoli.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, Master Cylinder, welcome.
Yeah, you just
All
caught the
right.
tail end, my friend, unless he was lurking.
He might have been watching. He might have been lurking
Yeah.
in the shadows. That's
Yeah,
okay. We
that's
don't mind
okay.
that.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Of course, we like people during the chat and they're talking. I'd rather have that, but that's okay. However you can watch. If you watch the show later and you want to know more about it, join in on the fun. You want to be on the panel, let me know, and we can get you in on the panel. It doesn't cost
Mhm.
anything, but
Yep.
we are looking for donations though, because it does cost money to run the show. Okay, it costs
Yep.
money to run the show, and I just paid for that music part of that little intro things that I do.
Mhm.
Those cost $320 for a year. Okay, for
Yep.
a year of service, I get to use any kind of music I want out of there, and I can use it on my ads, and I can use it on my different things I'm using. So that costs money to do that. Okay, but
Yep.
I had paid that today actually, and now I
Mhm.
have $0 in my account now.
Oh wow. Yeah. All right.
But I got that paper though. When we got music, and I won't get copyright. Now I can
Yep.
still play our music, and I don't have to worry about somebody saying, "Oh, you use our music," blah blah blah. No, that's
Yeah.
why I pay for that service. So that's why I pay for that service.
Mhm.
So, um,
All
uh,
right.
if anybody wants to help out with that, donate, donate, donate. That's
Yep.
all I gotta say. But anyway, with that, Bobby, I guess we're out of here.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. All right.